Hi everyone, this is going to be my first edited Genshin Impact video, so I'd like to introduce myself first. I'm Blair and I used to be the biggest Genshin Impact hater that you will ever meet. But now, I love the game so much, and I love how I've been meeting so many friends along the way. In this video, I'll be explaining the Burgeon team that I use and the reasoning behind my team composition. For those of you who don't know, Burgeon is a recent elemental reaction added to Genshin Impact. This reaction happens when you apply Hydro and Dendro to produce seeds, then you finish it off by applying Pyro to make the seeds explode, dealing massive Dendro damage. Now, let's go to the members of my team. Let's start with my main, Kokomi. Even before I started playing Genshin, I already liked Kokomi's design. She's just so slay, so this is a no-brainer. When I started thinking of an endgame team, I already knew that I wanted to use Kokomi as my main DPS. The second member, my sub DPS, Xingqiu. I initially didn't plan on using him, but I got him on one of my random standard pulls and friends told me to build him since he's super worth it, so I did. The third member is Thoma. I initially planned for this Pyro character to be Klee, but Klee's gameplay has been breaking my mouse. Because of this, I decided to build Thoma since I also got him to C3 anyway. And for the last member, since I was building this team with the Dendro element in mind primarily for Burgeon, I have the Traveler. The original plan was to use Collet, but I don't want to continuously farm for those insanely hard to get mushrooms, so yeah. To summarize the reasoning behind my team comp, it's basically a combination of who I want to play, the characters that I got on my pulls, and the characters that I enjoy playing. Compared to how a lot of people play Genshin, I play the game as I enjoy it and I'm totally not going for anything meta, I think. Before I showcase how my team works smoothly together, I'd like to explain how I built each character first. Do note that this is still a work in progress, but so far I am very proud of what I've accomplished. For my Kokomi's build, I used the 4-piece Ocean Nude Clam set and the Hydro Damage bonus Goblet. I used the Clam set because the 4-piece gives Kokomi Sea-Dyed Blossom effect, which creates a bubble that bursts and deals damage based on the healing Kokomi does. Also, since I'm using Kokomi as my main on-field DPS, I get to maximize her bursts over healing to deal more damage coming from the set. The main stats that I focused on are energy recharge and HP percentage. For my circlet, I'm using healing bonus percentage as the main stat and I'm using an HP percentage sans. Getting the healing bonus percentage for the circlet gives more damage because of Song of Pearls, which is one of her talents. The recommended stats for Kokomi are HP percentage, energy recharge, and elemental mastery, so getting any of these for your substats will always be good. Also, Kokomi's burst and healing scales heavily with HP, so I wanted to maximize this as much as possible. If you're wondering why I didn't build crit, it's because Kokomi has negative crit values, so any artifacts with a crit ratio on it are useless for her. As you can see, most of these artifacts are not yet final and I'm just focusing building my other characters first, so for now, these are okay. As for my weapon, I splurged a little since I love Kokomi so much and it's what she deserves. I got her signature weapon, the Everlasting Moonglow, aka the Donut. If getting the donut is not possible, then that means your Kokomi won't be cute. I mean, you can always use the prototype Amber as a substitute. This weapon is also good because of the HP main stat and the weapon's passive helping Kokomi to overheal. It will also solve her energy recharge issues. For my Xingqiu's build, I have a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate set plus a Hydro Damage bonus Goblet. I'm using the Severed Fate set because this is like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Using this set helps with Xingqiu's energy issues and at the same time it will help him deal more damage. Overcapping ER will not be a problem because the set's passive turns ER into damage. The main stats that I focused on are energy recharge, crit rate percentage, and crit damage percentage. I'm using attack percent as my sans main stat and I tried to get any offensive stat for anything extra. I think my Xingqiu's artifacts are a little bit more finalized than my Kokomi, so more or less these artifacts are really good for me already. As for his weapon, I'm using one of his best in slot weapons, which is a sacrificial sword. Getting refinements on this weapon will be really good because it helps to proc the weapon's effect, meaning you get to use your skill twice. Also, sacrificial swords mean status ER, giving more damage to your artifact set. For my Thoma's build, I have a 4-piece Gilded Dream set plus a Pyro Damage bonus Goblet. This is good because EM is the main stat, and if you'll be reading the Gilded Dreams' effect, you get plus 50 EM for each element that's different from your set holder. Meaning, for my team I get plus 100 from Hydro and Dendro. That will be a total of 180 EM just from equipping the set, so slay! The main stats that I focused on are Elemental Mastery and Energy Recharge. These two stats are the only stats that I focused on getting because EM will determine Burgeon's burst damage. Also, you have to keep in mind that Burgeon does not crit, so having any crit stat should not be prioritized. For other stats, getting HP substats is good because Thoma's shield scales with HP. I think my Thoma artifacts are more or less finalized already. If I get a better piece along the way, I'll definitely replace my existing ones. As for my weapon, I'm using Kitain's Cross Spear. Since I want to improve my energy recharge, I was initially planning on getting Favonius Lance since you can generate elemental particles whenever you crit. However, as mentioned earlier, Burgeon does not crit. Thus, I didn't build any crit stat. No crits equals no particles, so having Favonius Lance will not work as well. With this in mind, Kitain's Cross is not only good, but is literally the perfect weapon for a Burgeon team comp. First off, at Refinement 1, every time you hit with an elemental skill, you lose 3 energy, but gain 9 after 6 seconds. However, at R5, you are getting 15 energy back with the same cost. Second, at Refinement 1, you get an increase in Thoma's elemental skill damage by 6%, and at R5, you get a 12% increase. Lastly, the weapon's main stat is EM, so as you can see, the perfect weapon for the Burgeon comp. For my Traveler's build, I have a 4-piece Deepwood Memory set plus a Dendro damage bonus goblet. Since Burgeon is considered as Dendro damage, going 4-piece Deepwood Memories would be the best, since hitting with your skill or burst decreases the opponent's Dendro resistance by 30% for 8 seconds. Not to mention that you're also getting a 15% Dendro damage bonus from the 2-piece effect set. I prioritized energy recharge as my main stat to make sure that I have a smoother rotation. My entire combo relies on creating Dendro cores and to proc Burgeon, so having the burst on demand is very important. Something that I still have to work on is to fully utilize her passives. With 100% burst uptime, you also give a maximum of 60 additional EM to the on-field character as long as the burst is up, meaning more damage from your Burgeon and Dendro cores. I know I still have a lot of changes to do for my Traveler's artifacts. As of the moment, I am just making sure that my burst is always up by the time that I rotate to them. As for my weapon, I'm using Sapwood Blade, the craftable weapon from Sumeru. The weapon is good because of ER being the main stat, and you further increase the EM of the on-field character upon picking up the Leaf of Consciousness. Now that you know how I built each of my characters, it's time to see them in action. Here's a short clip of how much damage the entire combo can do and how everything works together. Now I'll be explaining how I do my combo. I start with summoning Kokomi's jellyfish. Then, immediately switching to Traveler to summon the mushroom and to use her skill. This will guarantee that the mushroom will always react with Hydro. Then you use her skill immediately to get some energy back. While you have the mushroom up, you want to produce as much Dendro cores as possible. I do this by switching to Xingqiu to apply more Hydro by using his kit. Take note that at Constellation 4, your skill will deal an additional 50% damage if you have your burst on, so always remember to use your burst first before you use your skill. After this comes the fireworks! I switch to Thoma and use his burst to proc Burgeon, and immediately after use his skill to get some energy back. Now, enjoy and see the numbers flying while your enemies are getting destroyed. If you do everything smoothly without interruptions, you should be able to continuously produce Dendro cores and proc Burgeon by switching back to Kokomi. Notice how your jellyfish is still active? You want to use Kokomi's burst immediately after switching back because the jellyfish duration refreshes after you using her burst. If you want a quick sign to know if your jellyfish is still up with all the effects happening, you can look at your jellyfish cooldown. If it still has at least 10 seconds left, then that means it's still up. From here, you just maximize her auto attacks by attacking twice and doing an animation cancel if you're sweaty like that. Here are more clips showing how the entire combo works. I know I still have a lot of things to farm for and to work on, but we'll get there. If you'll ask me if this is the best Burgeon team out there, my answer is I don't know. Because I'm not a big fan of the super meta builds and I always prioritize to enjoy the game using the characters that I love and the characters that I get. And that's how you can build a Burgeon team with Kokomi and Thoma. I'll probably be making another video about my team once I finalized everything. If ever that I'll be changing my team composition, I think I would always revolve it around Kokomi as the main DPS. How about you? Which character is your main and is someone that you'd always want to have on your team? You can drop your comments down below for your answers, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and remember to hit the notification bell for any new videos. As always, remember to always choose kindness. Bye!